Next up on the chopping block is Cyberverse. Now, they showed off a whole bunch of toys of we knew the characters that were coming, but we never really got to see any of the toys thus far. So the display cases were put up, and then later on during the panel, we got the official photos of everything, and we got a lot of really cool toys and confirmed some alt modes too and stuff like that. So first up, we have the Scout class. We have that of Optimus Prime, which no surprise really with that one. We have that of Slipstream, so we now kind of got a good look of the female Decepticon Purple Jet, which clearly is just probably going to be a Starscream repaint.
Yeah.
So she looks very masculine nonetheless. Then we got Windblade. Windblade has a really nice small little Scout class, a very nice nice painted version compared to, say, of her RID one, which was very lackluster on the paint, her Scout class, or even her Legends one. Then we have Ultra Class Shadow Striker. So now we know Shadow Striker, the female character, what she 100% turns into, which is some kind of generic vehicle. This is the Ultra Class, which is much larger, but it's also going to be the more simplistic transformations. Larger doesn't mean more complex when it comes to these mainline stuff.
Yeah.
We have, again, a nice shot of Ultra Class Decepticon Shockwave, which is pretty much old news. And then we go into the Warrior class, which is more our bread and butter deluxe with these main lines. So we have Acidstorm, again, repaint to Starscream. Warrior class Megatron, which we kind of already knew. Warrior class Windblade, which looks really, really good. Again, yet another way to do that deluxe. Windblade has been a deluxe character price point many different times, but every single one of those does a different spin on that same traditional design in such a short span of time. She was in the end of the tail end of Generations, the Thrilling 30, where she had one kind of design. Robots in Disguise had another kind of design, but again, same general concept, but still changing it up a little bit. Then we had the Titans Return one, which the Titans Return one, which had the Headmaster. And now we have this one, so it's really cool to see that how you could still have a red plane with the VTOLs and the traditional Japanese geisha look, and still make it look different every time around in that deluxe price point.
Yeah, exactly.
Warrior, so pretty cool. And these look great. The liner notes that they had pretty much from Hasbro didn't really make much mention of anything else that's really special this time around for this. What they did show us, though, is they showed us a little clip of the cartoon, and just to give us an idea of stuff, and essentially it was Bumblebee trying to remember what he last remembered from Windblade, and then he had a memory of Megatron doing a speech, and when it's pretty much like the founding of the Decepticons, essentially, and then him cheering because he didn't know any better.
Yeah. Well, I don't think anybody knew any better. I think when they were starting that, they were like, oh, this is what we're about, and then it changed, obviously.
Well, it was like that with the original Generation 1 cartoon with War Dawn. Orion Pax actually looked up to Megatron before he took him out. One thing to note with this clip, and I've noticed no one has really talked about it, is if you look actually very carefully in the background of this video clip of the cartoon, you see G1RC. You see Prowl. You see what looks like the colors of Generation 2 Dreadwing. So it looks like, and there was a mention, actually that was mentioned in the liner note, that this show has, I believe it was 70 or 90 different character models made for it. So there's going to be a lot of cameos from a lot of different characters. So, and it's going to be a very Cybertronian-based kind of series, which I hope, which means that we're probably going to get a really good story this time around. I'm being very optimistic with this. I want this series to do very well. The toys are already slowly starting to show up in shelves as we speak, even here in Montreal. So, I mean, I really want to look forward to picking up some of this stuff. And I mean, as I said right now, we have the One Step, the Scout, the Warrior, the Ultra, and the Ultimate. One Step, as it stands right now for Wave 1, is going to be Soundwave, Blur, and Bumblebee. The Scout class is going to be Bumblebee, Megatron, Slipstream, Optimus Prime, and Windblade. Which in the Scout class being what is the Legend scale. The Warrior class, which is the Deluxe, is going to be Optimus Prime with trailer, which is supposedly compatible with the Scout class toys. Also, Acidstorm, a regular Optimus Prime, like standalone without the trailer. Megatron, Bumblebee, Shockwave, and Windblade. The Ultra scale, which is going to be the larger scale but more gimmicky based and play based. It's going to be Bumblebee, Grimlock, Shockwave, and Shadow Striker. So it kind of sucks that Shadow Striker doesn't have a basic figure right now. And then the Ultimate will be Optimus and Megatron, which is where that Matrix gimmick one comes from. There's going to be a lot of merchandising and stuff that's going to be going on with this. Supposedly there's a cell phone game that's also going to be involved. A lot of little things here and there. But, I mean, again, we've seen it in the display cases, what they're showing off. The Soundwave is actually a repaint of a previously existing mold from the Transformers RID series. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, I understand what this is trying to be. I understand who it's marketed to, and I'm still optimistic. Mm-hmm. This is coming from a guy who looks at Rescue Bots, collects it, but also understands who's it for. You know? I don't criticize the Rescue Bots cartoon, and I don't criticize its toys because I knew who it's made for. It's not made for me, and I'm able to enjoy it for what it is. I actually keep a Rescue Bot figure on my desk. Wendell actually saw it before we left for TFCon. He's like, "What's this guy here?" And it was one of the Moore bots. Just a quick, simple, but he's a fun little Formula One car, and I like Formula One Transformers. So I like them for what they are. They're a good fidget toy. You know, before fidget spinners, you had fidget Transformers. Mm-hmm. So, he's a really good toy. So, but either way, I like these. I'm looking forward to them. I actually want to pick up some of the Warriors when I see them, because right now all I've seen really has been the one steps and the Scouts. But when those Warriors show up, I'm definitely going to jump all over those and give them a spin. Anything you want to say about these before we move on?
Good on them. I think like this is a good in between for Generations and Rescue Bots kind of thing. Like, you know, the step up. And yeah, like there's a lot of playability with them. Like I mean, for us it might be like, I don't like this gimmick, I don't like that gimmick. But I mean, it's for kids. It's for, you know, your kids starting to grow out of Rescue Bots. How do you keep them into Transformers? You move them up, you move them on. They graduate, you know. Mm-hmm. So that's what I kind of see with these. Some of them look pretty cool. You know, you have like the Grimlock there in the display that you can see, and then you see his alt mode over there, and he's got a bunch of missiles on him. I'm kind of digging the Warrior class Blur and the Warrior class Optimus Prime there. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I might pick up one or two. Yeah, just to say, let me see how this works out. Oh, okay, I could see. I did
the same thing with Robots in Disguise 2.0. I picked up Strong Arm. I picked up Bumblebee. I picked up Grim. I picked up pretty much the first wave of Autobots just to get a general feel of them.
I picked up the Bludgeon that they had. Yeah, I was like, I'm calling this out as being a repaint of Bludgeon, and then boom, it came out, and I was like, well, I gotta buy it. Yeah, I called it out. I gotta buy it.
They were okay, but they just weren't okay for what I was paying. But they were okay. And it was one of those things, I like what I see here. I just don't $19.99 like what I see here. So it's one of those things that I know down the line I'm going to be picking these guys up from secondhand. And I know I'll like them when I buy them for $5 for sure. I know that was a lot of my purchases at TFCon this weekend, was a lot of previous existing toys at a lot less than what they were at retail. So that's going to be definitely the case here too. But I mean, I'm looking forward to it. And just again, I was just reading some quick liner notes here too. They were just saying how it's confirmed season 1's going to have over 90 bots in it. Wow. And the characters of Black Arachnia and a few others are still to be shown to appear in toy form and also to appear in show form. So there's still more to come.
I do hope that in that quick animation that we got to see, that's, you know, it's probably obviously incomplete. I think they want to make a bigger crowd than what they showed, excuse me. And I think a simple maybe silhouette of multiple characters, darken them out a bit. You know, some like, you know, little animation. Get the excitement. Some little animation trickery would definitely help out a bit for that scene to make it look more grander and make it look like Megatron speaking to a bigger collection of people and just a smaller one, you know?